Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It is an immense privilege to introduce to you a very distinguished figure in the world of business and talent acquisition, Mr. Gurinder Pal Singh. His illustrious career spans over 25 years, and his journey through the corporate world is nothing short of remarkable, having held leadership roles in India's top IT organizations such as Nest Technologies, Mahindra Satyam, and Wipro Technologies. His expertise extends across HR and resource planning, encompassing process re-engineering, stakeholder management, and cost optimization. Mr. Singh is uniquely equipped to navigate change and disaster management seamlessly, all while minimizing the impact on the bottom line. His leadership is exemplified by his success in building global teams for in-house delivery and international sales. Notably, his track record includes directly handling P&L exceeding $850 million and managing expenses in the range of $200 million. Currently, as the CEO and founder of Talent21 Management, Mr. Singh oversees operations across India, the USA, the UK, and the UAE. He has made his mark in a range of sectors from IT, oil and gas, construction, hospitality, digital technology, healthcare, and automobiles, to name a few. Furthermore, he serves as director at the Growth Fund Private Limited, providing guidance as an advisor to innovative platforms such as Cogby, which is an AI-driven virtual screening and interviewing solution. In addition, he is also an advisor at the Global Engineering College, USA. Beyond his corporate achievements, Mr. Singh's influence extends into the academic and entrepreneurial spheres as well. He is a respected member of the governing body at SSI PMT Raipur, and he actively mentors centers of excellence, incubation centers, and idea labs. As an advisor to the startup Chhattisgarh too, he has significantly contributed to the growth of emerging businesses. So join us as we delve deeper into the world of leadership, HR, and global business with Mr. Gurinder Pal Singh. Welcome to Learning from Leaders series, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Veena. Thanks for the introduction and the kind words. Truly appreciate that.
You deserve it. You worked very hard for it. So straight away, I would like to ask the first question, which I'm sure my viewers would be keen to know. Could you just share your journey holding esteemed leadership positions as an employee in renowned organizations, and from there to becoming the founder of Talent21, the executive search organization? Additionally, what inspired your transition into entrepreneurship, especially when venturing into diverse industries and markets globally?
Okay, so A is like, as I started my career as a software developer, rather I should say, put it precisely, I started as a graphic designer. And then gradually moved into software development. And then it was a need for an organization where I was there, where I started playing a role of building teams. And from there, I gradually, I couldn't understand how I gradually moved into resource management and resource planning. But that was something which was, which I started enjoying because I was building organizations. And I was also taking care of people, which is something which is, which I like to do so. And then, God has been very kind. I moved to leadership positions in different organizations. I played a global delivery role. I played stakeholder roles and all those things. And then thought of starting on my own. The reason was very simple. One is, I remember Mr. Premji's one of the session which we were attending, and he said that, if you do something on your own, you enjoy more rather than doing for someone else, and that's where the kick starts. And then I thought of starting on something on my own, and then getting into the global market was again because virtue of my previous jobs, I had an experience of taking care of global market, and that was something which was, pushing me to get into global market, and that's how we started with India. Gradually, we moved into Gulf. Then we started with US and then UK. And while we are talking, we are in a process of setting up an office in Singapore. And this helps in two ways, One, you as an organization, when you talk about the global delivery, you take a pride in it, and you also, your team who's part of your organization, they take pride that they are working for a global organization, and they also get a job rotation within the organization. Now my team, we are around 9 years old organization today,
Okay.
and my 93% of the team, which was from the beginning, is still there with me. Like they are the guys who joined in the very first year of the of inception of the organization, and they are there because they are getting chance to learn. There are a few guys who started with India, then they moved into UK, Gulf, then they started looking into US, and now they want to get into UK and Singapore delivery as well.
I mean, 93% people you are able to retain them, where attrition is the biggest problem that most of the organizations are facing. So this is really wonderful.
I think, that is because one is we never treated our employees as an employees. Rather, we have always, tried making it as a family. And they also, end of the day, what everybody needs is emotional cushioning and a growth for the organization. And then God has been very kind. We've been able to manage both the things together for everybody.
That's wonderful. In fact, you remind me about a project which was carried out by Google on its employees, the various teams, 180 plus teams which are working there. And they did a research to find out that what makes the teams most effective. And the outcome is what you just mentioned, psychological safety or the emotional cushioning. When the employees receive it, so, they feel at home and they feel the ownership and they stick on with the organization, which is a very important input for our viewers. So, moving on to the second question, which I have today, that in the light of the global talent shortage and the prevalent skill gap that we all keep hearing about, it is reported that 75% of employers struggle to find the right type of candidates, having the right mix of technical and soft skills. Is it true? Number one. And secondly, when you are evaluating the various job applications, what are the top 3 competencies or skills that you look for before forwarding these candidates to your clients for interviews and final selection?
So there are two questions in this entire. So first is like, is there a global shortage, or people are talking about global shortage? Globally, people are talking about the resource shortage. And second is, what is that we look into it in a candidate when we propose it to client or when we are hiring for ourselves, right? The first one, I said, I personally feel there is no shortage of resources. I think there's a shortage of intent to do something. Probably, there's a huge amount of generation change and the mindset change and all those things. I think we all are from the same age group. In our, when we started our career, for us, the priority was to get a job, not the job of a choice, right? And that's a good thought that people should think about job of a choice, but at the same time, intent to do something. Today, we see two data. One is employers across world are struggling to fulfill their need, people need.
Right.
At the same time, we also see, the data where people talk about unemployment. So, and when we try to understand, those unemployed people are the people, there might be, obviously there might be a skill gap, there might be a experience gap and all those things, but still the gap which is there in the industry, it can be filled with the people, provided the intent has to come into them that yes, we have to do something. So that belongingness and feeling the bringing that partnership in an employment, that is where it's missing, probably from an employer side also to an extent, and from the employees side as well. Now, the second question, what you said is, what is that we look into it? So, see, when I started, recruiting uh, for my clients, so we meet our clients and we try to understand that what they are, what is that they do. Because let's just take an example. We take an example of a technical resource. Let's say one Java resource for an X company might be good, but for a Y he cannot be. And for Z, it might be an average kind of a person. So technology is there. Technology plays a role of it, or the technical, or I should say, the technical knowledge or the skill knowledge does play a role of it. But more than that, there's a huge amount of behavioral aspects which plays a role to be a part of a or to be a healthy participant of an organization, right?
Right.
So that's where we look into it, that people, whether how compatible they are, how collaborative they are, and how good they are in analytical and logical thinking. And I think that's the only thing which is required to be a good leader or a resource or part of any organization, or for that matter, even the society. Right.
So in a nutshell, if I reiterate what you have told us is, number one, there is no shortage of manpower to fulfill the existing gap or the requirements in the industry of manpower, but there is a shortage of intent. So the intention to do something has to be there in this Generation Z that is generally, looking for jobs or taking up new assignments at the moment. And secondly, you mentioned that the type of technical knowledge and skill is very important, prima facie. Secondly, the behavioral skills like compatibility and collaboration within the organization. And thirdly, the analytical or the logical thinking. These are the 2-3 important aspects that you assess when you look at candidates for your clients, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so then moving on to the third question that has been on my mind is that the talent acquisition landscape is undergoing a significant transformation with the integration of generative AI that we all are hearing about, reading about everywhere. It's all around us now. The advancement brings numerous advantages, which we know that like the most suitable candidates might be selected or expediting the hiring process with the help of generative AI. Moreover, it has opened up avenues for skilling, reskilling, upskilling, etc. But there is a downside too. And what I want to ask is that amidst these benefits, do you believe that we should approach this transformation with concern or with enthusiasm?
I think the transformation should be taken as an enthusiasm, because anything which is coming new or advancement is always good for the social system and the socio-economic system. Rather than getting scared, we have to see that how we can take advantage of it, right? And how we can learn something new which can help us as well as the entire ecosystem.
Right.
So I don't see it as a threat. Rather, I look it as an opportunity and another advanced tool for us to use it. Just go back, many years back, we had typewriters and there were no computers.
Absolutely.
When computers started coming, a lot of people thought, so a lot of people thought that, moment the computer comes, we will be losing jobs. But then, the moment computer has come, that has added, multiple times in terms of generating jobs. Right? So these are small, this is a very common example, but if you see anything for that matter, this is not something which is a threat. This is the thing for like, I'm just writing an article on AI thing. There was a debate happening where I was also participating in that seminar, and then I said, like, people are talking about AI in IT, that software, programming and other stuff.
Right.
I said, when AI is going to write the code, what is AI? The first word AI is artificial, right? So intelligence is there, but artificial. And from where it is coming? It is taking the data which is being provided, right? So they're accumulating. So your AI tools, what they do is whatever is the data available in the industry or market, they just accumulate and then bring the best proposition out of it, right? But when AI is going to start writing the code, at the same time, there'll be a lot of requirement for testing the code. And I'm pretty sure that in coming days, there'll be a lot of testing labs will be starting in India or globally to test those use cases which have been written, right? So this is just one use case, one thing which we are talking about. So it is anything which is coming new is always good for us or for everybody for that matter. It is just we have to use it for the benefit of the socio-economic system.
I totally agree. And I would like to tell the viewers that this is a very important takeaway, that we should not be afraid or we should not oppose any kind of change like generative AI, but we have to use it to our benefit. And we can, grow symbiotically, man and machine together. So
Absolutely.
Now going to the next question, there was this article in Forbes which I was reading, and it stated that millennials will constitute 75% of the workforce by 2025, which is not far away. So what is your perspective for the employers, since you are already into the international market, that what should employers keep in mind if they want to attract and retain high quality talent? So what are these different type of expectations from the candidates which corporates can benefit from if they incorporate it?
As per my understanding about today's generation, which we call it as millennials and so on and so forth, I think this is the generation who wants challenges.
Okay.
And today, if any organization wants to attract such resources, they should show that what are the challenges they have for them. When I'm talking about the challenges, it's the challenges to be addressed, not to obstruct or not as an obstacle, but something which need to be addressed. And this is the generation who has that enthusiasm that they want to take challenges. Second important thing is somewhere, somehow it has happened in industry now or in entire socio-economic system that things are going little informal from being formal. So, like if you go back a couple of years back or when we started our career, when we used to go for an interview, we used to wear a tie or a blazer. Gradually, it come to shirt or just be in a casual attire. Today, if you go to so-called when we call those startups and other stuff or any such where these millennials are working, they like to work in a shorts or in a t-shirt. So for them, this does not matter. How you present yourself. What matter is that what you are doing it. That's a generational thought change,
Right.
which we should welcome. End of the day, it has to be how we are addressing or solving the things, right? Just to summarize, I think what they need is they need challenges. They need an environment which gives them enough of security to play around and then spread their wings.
Right.
They are not somebody who would like to follow the formula, but they are somebody who would like to invent or rewrite their own formulas. So that's my understanding.
No, I can totally relate when you say moving from formal to informal, because even today, if I'm addressing you, I say sir, but many of the startups and the employees, they say, just call me Vivek or just call me Manoj, don't say sir or ma'am in front of my name. So yes, it is a generational thing, I believe. And if they are more comfortable and they are giving the output, I think that is what is more important. So one quick question in the end. I know I'm taking too much of your time, but which initiative of yours are you most proud of? So, you've done many things, you've experimented a lot. And since you're proud of the particular initiative that you're going to tell us about, which leadership traits of yours, which you possess, have been instrumental in helping you achieve whatever you wanted? So,
this is something which probably I might not be able to answer in one line. I might need a paragraph here to write.
Sure.
So I can tell few of things like A is, when I started my organization, I said the first thing is I would like to experiment with people. So the first set of team which I formed it, none of them were from the recruitment background.
Okay.
Guys who were from insurance. There are few who were working in manufacturing. There were few. Even I have people who are not even graduate, and I hired them. I
Right.
trained them, and today they are managing not only domestic but my global delivery to a range of almost $250,000 is something which they are managing it.
Wonderful.
So this is one experiment which helped, wherein again, I go back to what I was saying, that if you have an intent to do anything, you can do it, right? Provided there is the right side of mentorship given to an individual, or a right direction being shown. Second experiment I did was, uh, when I was in Satyam, we hired one girl who was, visually challenged, and I trained her on recruitment, and that's where I got to know that how it can be done. And post that, I did it twice. We took 15 batches of 15 each in two such batches, wherein we took these kids who were fully blind, and we trained them, and we placed them, and I could have kept them with me, and showed people like this is what we did, but I wanted market to know, or industry to know about it. So I placed all of them in different organizations, and today they're working at good places, at good position, and getting good salaries as well.
It must be so satisfying for you to see them, well placed and doing well for themselves. And still one more question. What is the role of your family in your achievement?
We all, when we come into a professional life, um, either we ignore, or or I should say, we take our family on granted, but they are the main source of whatever you do it. Because when you go back home in the evening, or when you're traveling, and whenever you're in, just take an example. When I'm traveling out of India or within India, my kids are safe. They've been taken care. So my wife, she is there, and that is something which gives me peace of mind that yes, they have been taken care of it, right? When I am working from home, any of the days, then no one comes to that room. So they are taking care of me indirectly, right? So I think family is the core, element for anybody's success, and from there it starts. So that we are the people who actually, when we run in a professional life, we either exploit or we ignore. But given the fact, that is the strength. That is the strength.
A very important thing that we have got from you is that family is the core of a person's success, whether it's a working professional or it's an entrepreneur like you who scales up the businesses. And peace in the personal life is responsible for high performance in the professional life, if I could put it in other words. So, sir, on behalf of Team 3T and our viewers, I wish to thank you, who is a very conscientious, humble, spiritual person that I've known, Mr. Gurinder Pal Singh, and your achievements are a testimony to your great leadership style.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for all the kind words, and I wish you all very good luck. Thank you. Take care. God bless you.